That makes me think of submarines. Live, live, live.
We get the record. Actually, I'll get the recording going.
Well, good.
There we are. Okay. That's my cue.
Here's Reverend Bill with your God Call.
Let's talk about the word fit. Now, when I say fit, you have an idea that comes to mind. It might be the way pieces are coming together in a puzzle or a machine or something like that. But there's another kind of fit. It's that physical fitness with your body being ready to do whatever it is that you want to do. And then, of course, there's what the toddler does when they throw a hissy fit. So don't assume that you knew what I was talking about just because you heard me say it. Dive in and see what fits for you.
Taking stock of what I have and what I haven't, what do I find? The things I've got will keep me satisfied. Checking up on what I have and what I haven't, what do I find? A healthy balance on the credit side. Got no diamonds, got no pearls, still I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansion, got no yacht, still I'm happy with what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks, still I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine gives me a lovely day. Moonlight gives me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks, still I'd like to express my thanks. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. Woohoo! Beautiful Sunday morning here in the Philadelphia region, and knowing it's a beautiful Sunday morning wherever you happen to be. Here we are on Zoom once again, and you guys know the rules. Keep yourself muted unless you're sharing or we're all talking amongst ourselves or over each other, which we're going to do right now. So go ahead and unmute yourself and repeat after me in a joyful cacophony. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I know that love is right here, right now.
I know that love is here.
Right here, right now.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Okay, go ahead and like I just demonstrated. Oh, I am Breen Rourke, RSCP and president of the Board of Trustees here at New Thought Philadelphia. I'm your MC for today. Our music today is Jeff. I don't know Jeff's last name. It says Jeff and Jack, but it's Jeff Lesser. Jeff Lesser is doing our music today. So we're excited to have Jeff here. And Reverend Bill is zooming in from Unity Village in Missouri, where he's attending the ANTN conference. And he's going to be inspiring us with the talk today. Now, as you probably know, New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers who are welcoming each person to experience their divine nature and empowering space of unconditional love. So whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you here to our Zoom today, wherever you're headed next, we've been expecting you. We love you and welcome. We believe there is one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that very same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. Or as we like to say, our new life begins with a new thought. Right now would be a good time if you happen to have a cell phone or some other electronic device by you to go ahead and put it on shush so it doesn't disturb you during the celebration. Or if you happen to be off mute, it doesn't go off and we don't all start dancing to your ringtone, because I know you got some cool ringtones out there. And we're going to kick off our celebration the way we like to start everything, with a prayer. So Carolyn Nixon, RSCP, is going to lead us in our opening prayer.
Let us begin by turning away from outer appearance, turning within, and knowing, declaring, and affirming that there is only one God, Goddess, Mother, Father, God, infinite intelligence, spirit, this essence, energy, vibration, this divine substance, out of which all there is emerges in perfection. This one reveals itself as a growing, evolving, harmoniously interconnected, interwoven, unified wholeness of Creator and its creation. I know that I am an essential, loved, loving, lovable, perfect, whole, complete, radiant, and unique expression of this oneness. I allow its light to shine in, as, and through me. I allow it to fill me to overflowing, and is stated in Scripture. All good things are added unto me. My blessings are pressed down and multiplied. With every step I take as I walk this human path as a divine being, I know that I am supported, maintained, and sustained. I am grateful for this opportunity to be in the sacred and loving space of community. I am grateful for the blessings of music, of meditation, of prayer, of ritual, of every spoken word. I am grateful for the way that this light shines uniquely through each of us. This presence is flowing through this celebration in sweet perfection to bless each of us and all life everywhere. With loving gratitude, I release my word into that creative meaning which creates all there is, knowing that these words I speak, this good I claim, is complete and accomplished right here and right now. I let it be so, so be it, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Carolyn. So prayer. The reason we pray is because prayer works. It changes experience in our lives. So now is the time we like to open to community to hear about how prayer is working in your life. So you can wave your hand like that, or you can click the reaction or the button down on the bottom and raise your hand digitally, and we'll know that you've got something to share. So who's got a prayer work story they'd like to share with us? Reverend Bill has his hand up right away.
Yeah, I got a prayer work story. It's not just because you can't keep me from talking on these Sunday celebration things. There are actually a couple of them, and they're specifically prayers that are the bigger picture prayers. And the one example is, I've been thinking about the people who are taking part in our daily meditations, and some people are there every day, and some people show up every once in a while, and some people are in the cycle for a little while and they go away, and then they come to mind. It's like, where's Fraser been? I haven't seen Fraser in a while. And here's Fraser this morning. So that's one of those that just happens. As you mentioned, I'm on the sacred grounds at Unity Village, preparing for the ANTN Retreat. And this is an event that has been thoroughly prayed up continuously by a High Watch team, as well as by me. And I'm doing the registrations, among other things. And there is a woman from a Unity church in Canada, And she was registered. She registered for the retreat early. She's very much looking forward to coming, and Cheryl. And a month ago, she said that she couldn't come because she had a surgery scheduled. So she had to change from being on site to being virtual. We made the adjustments and set the intention for everything unfolding perfectly. A couple of weeks ago, she got COVID, so they canceled the surgery. And now she's better, so she's here. So that's the first happy COVID story I've ever heard.
Happy COVID. I like it. I've got two. One's a quick kind of happy COVID story that Jane was with someone last Monday who then subsequently tested positive for COVID. So, we went through our protocols and we both tested negative yesterday. We had a family gathering down in Maryland. I went, Jane stayed home since she was the direct exposure, even though she's negative. Just there's going to be a lot of little kids and some immunocompromised adults. But anyway, neither of us had COVID. So there's that. Yay. And I have another prayer work story about work. I had a meeting. I'm on this big project and we're working on our 2024 budget ask, and it's a lot of money. And there's not that much money to be had, and it's got to go around between several work streams and yada, yada, yada. Someone who wanted something done didn't get what they wanted. And it was up to me to get it done, and I didn't do it. And I didn't do it because of a lot of reasons, one of which was that they didn't do everything they needed to do to enable me to do what they wanted done. And we were going to have a meeting about it because it came up one meeting and we're like, oh, we have to take this offline, and, all that good corporate speak. And we had a meeting specifically about that, and I was prepared for a fight. And I thought, wait a minute, let's not prepare for a fight. Let's prepare for a beautiful, wonderful exchange of ideas and coming together in a common understanding. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't a fight at all. It was an exchange of ideas, and we came away with a common understanding. So you get what you prepare for. I was started to prepare for a fight, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to fight. So I didn't get one. Yay. Anybody else? Prayer works. All right. It does work. Give it a whirl. And if you're not sure what you're doing, contact one of the practitioners. We're here. We're happy to help. Now we're going to hear some announcements brought to us by Jane. Everybody ready?
Good morning. I'm going to preface this by saying that my computer screen keeps freezing, and then I get kicked out of the meeting, and then it readmits me. So if I'm in the middle of these announcements and you don't hear me, it's because I've gotten kicked out of the meeting again. So here we go. This inspired information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. We host a 15-minute meditation on Zoom twice every day. They're inspiring, fun, and quick, and everyone is welcome. This week, Carolyn will lead. Episode 121 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is Healing. Get it where you get your podcasts. There is no live recording on Monday. Follow our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube, and join the 1,641 spiritual adventurers in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. The Women's Circle meets on Zoom on the first Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. The 90-day tithing challenge begins today, and it includes a guarantee that this powerful spiritual practice will transform your life or you get your money back. We'll have a short Q&A after the celebration. Our Artist Way Creativity Group is on Sunday evenings beginning tonight. It's being led by Dina. It's open to all. Register now. We are grateful for your tax-deductible donations by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes our Zoom celebrations work and has fun doing it. To join the joy, contact Sandy. Next Sunday is hybrid from the Falsers Club with Act As If. Emmett Fox said, act out the part that you wish to demonstrate and you will be expressing true faith. Breen Rourke, RSCP, explores what this means to him in his dual roles as an actor and a religious science practitioner. Live original music by Ginger Coyle. Breen will be receiving a Bachelor of Religious Studies degree in the Emerson graduation ceremony at the ANTN Retreat. Register to join on Zoom on Thursday, October 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The ANTN Retreat is this week, hybrid from Unity Village. You can still register to attend online and get priority access to all of the session recordings. Reverend Bill and the practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Carolyn is available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer. And we'll leave the Zoom meeting open for a discussion of prosperity, tithing, and the challenge.
All right. Thank you, Jane. Lots going on. Lots of good stuff. And it's another dream come true. I get to share the stage with Ginger Coyle. Oh, be still my heart. All right. So now is the time we'd like to welcome new people. And I'm looking around the room and I do see Randy. I'm not sure if you've been with us before or not. Your picture looks very familiar. But welcome to New Thought Philadelphia. We have a blessing and a gift for our second time visitors. When people are around for a second time, we have a really cool keychain flashlight pen set that's embossed with New Thought Philadelphia on it. It's very cool. When you come to see us in Falls, you can grab one of those. For the rest of us, let's put yourself on gallery view and look around. And let's rub your hands together as we give out a blessing to each other. You are a bright light of God's love. Thank you for sharing your light with us, and welcome. All right, so when we're in person, at this next part, it's called the greeting song. We go around, we hug each other, we elbow, fist bump, whatever people are comfortable with. But since we're on Zoom, just leave it in gallery view. Look around at all these shiny, happy people as Jeff sings us another song.
The best of times is now. What's left of summer but a faded rose? The best of times is now. As for tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live and love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now, now, not some forgotten yesterday, now, tomorrow is too far away, so hold this moment fast, and live and love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now. The best of times is now. What's left of summer but a faded rose? The best of times is now. As for tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live and love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now, is now, is now.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you. The best of times is now. It is, because it's always now. Now is all we got. And right now, we're going to do the Flames of Faith.
Wow.
Take it away, Sandy.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. Thank you, Sandy. Now Karen is going to bring us a reading.
The reading today is taken from the book A Breath of Life by Alan Cohen, and it's entitled The Mirror's Gift. It begins with a quote by James Allen. "We think in secret and it comes to pass. Environment is our looking glass." One day while living in a farming community, I sat on a porch and watched Pete, the duck, quack at several people on their way to lunch. As the first lady, a singer, passed Pete, she exclaimed, "Why, Pete, how nice of you to sing me a morning song." The next person was somewhat overweight, and when Pete quacked at her, she retorted, "Always quacking for more food, Pete. It's about time you got serious about your diet." The final person to pass was a cerebral intellectual. When Pete quacked at him, he responded, questions. Pete always questions. How about some answers for a change?" Meanwhile, Pete just went on quacking. Each of us sees the world not as it is, but as we are. The world we experience is a direct result of the vision we are using. If we see cruel and threatening world, we are filtering through cruel and threatening thoughts. If we look upon a world of beauty and delight, we must hold those perceptions to create that perception. At any moment, we can choose with vision we will employ in which the world in which we live in. Even if we have chosen dark or painful thoughts, we can shift our vision and immediately transform our experience. The world we see reflects the thoughts which we build it. Show me the beauty, goodness, and purity that reflects my true self. My vision is God's. My beautiful thoughts create a beautiful world. And so it is. Amen.
Change can come on tiptoe. Love is where it starts. It resides, often hides deep within our hearts. And just as pebbles make a mountain, raindrops make us see. One day at a time, change begins with you and me. Ordinary miracles happen all around. Just by giving and receiving comes belonging and believing. Every sun that rises never rose before. Each new day leads the way through a different door, and we can all be quiet heroes, living quiet days, walking through the world, changing it in quiet ways. Ordinary miracles, like candles in the dark. Each and every one of us lights a spark. And the walls can tumble, and the mountains can move, the winds and the tide can turn. Ordinary miracles, one for every star. No lightning bolt or clap of thunder, only joy and quiet wonder. Endless possibilities right before our eyes. See the way a miracle multiplies. Hope can bring eternally, planted and it grows. Love is all that's necessary, love in its extraordinary way makes ordinary miracles every blessed
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. That was wonderful. Ordinary miracles. Yeah, aren't they all ordinary miracles? The title of the talk today is Sacred Ground, and that came up because I am at the sacred grounds of Unity Village. What you're seeing here is a virtual background, a picture that I took last year. But this morning, I walked around the grounds. So there's the little outdoor wedding chapel area, which is right next to the conference center where I'm staying. The Fillmore Cafe, which is a little cafe with a bookstore behind it. The grounds are spectacular. This is in Missouri, outside of Kansas City, and Missouri doesn't look a lot like this. The Fillmore's son was fascinated by Mediterranean architecture, so when they built Unity Village, that's what they used. The tower is noteworthy on the horizon because you can see it from miles away, and there's nothing else that looks like that. And there are fountains. People come by for the fountains who have no idea what the teaching is about, but think that they are absolutely beautiful. Strolling around the grounds, it's easy to see sacred ground. This is actually a prayer garden, and there are little benches with different things to bring intention to, engraved on the stones in front of the benches. So if you're looking for will or surrender, you can sit at that bench and do a prayer for that at that time, which is a wonderful opportunity to make a physical connection with our spiritual truth. There's also a brand new labyrinth. It was inaugurated last spring. It's the largest hand-cut stone labyrinth in North America, and it is spectacular. It was actually in the pictures promoting the talk today, and you can see it there. And there's a lot of information on it on the Unity website. And there's also this building. This is the 200 building, and you can kind of see up in the top there, kind of behind the tree, there's a shorter tower with a cupola in it, and inside of there, right below that big shiny light thing, is the Unity Prayer Vigil. And this is one of the most sacred ground things that I often do, because the prayer vigil has been running continuously for 120 something years. And I'll tell you the story behind it. And if I can get my camera to switch back. It seems not. I think we're going to be on this slide for a little while. So Myrtle Fillmore was the sickly child, and she grew into the sickly woman, and she was married to Charles Fillmore, who was in the real estate business, and she was always ill. There was always something wrong. And in the late 1880s, she was presented with a concept. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. I'm a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. And that was transformational in Myrtle's life. I'm a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. She turned away from her experience of being the sickly person for her entire life up until then, and became transformed. She was healed. And her husband had a problem, physical problems as well, and he used the same technique to heal his own physical experience. And that was all based on knowing that something else could be true. In 1890, they started a prayer vigil. So every day they would sit and do prayer for anybody who asked for healing prayer on their behalf. And they did that every day, and it kept going, and they kept getting stuff in the mail, and they prayed for everybody who sent stuff in the mail. And it got more and more popular. And then this brand new invention came along, and Charles Fillmore, who was, leading edge technology guy, said, this telephone thing is going to be really good. So let's let people call us and ask for us to do prayer on the telephone. So they used the phones and now the internet to do prayer. And in the prayer vigil, right underneath the cupola in that building, the prayer vigil runs 24/7 and has been going since 1890. And when I'm here at Unity Village, I get an opportunity to spend a half an hour in the prayer vigil and join in that intention setting for those. It's usually about 30,000 people a month who are sending in prayers. And just to be immersed in that spiritual environment. And it is spectacular. And it's easy to say that, you take the tour around the grounds here, it's sacred ground. Obviously, it's sacred ground because of all the stuff that's here, and the architecture, and that it's Unity Village. And what makes it sacred ground is that it got made into sacred ground. So this didn't start out being any more sacred ground than any other ground. But because of the intention set, it is now a focal point of that sacred energy. And on the one hand, it's an invitation to come to Unity Village because it's a pretty cool place and you can feel that spiritual energy here. But it's equally a reminder that the ground that you are standing on is sacred ground and can be made more sacred by the activities that you bring to it. Myrtle and Charles Fillmore were not the last people who were healed by the prayer techniques that they had worked out, which are very similar to the prayer techniques that we use. Uses the same power, uses the same intention setting, slightly different process, but it is exactly the same overall arch of creating a new experience in life. So Johnny Coleman was in Chicago, and she got a diagnosis. The doctor called and said she's got 6 months to live. So she sprang into action and moved to Unity Village and started learning how to do these things. And she founded the Christ Universal Temple in Chicago, which is a huge 3,000 seat auditorium and a big congregation and a wonderful organization, and started the Universal Foundation for Better Living. And she lived to a ripe old age. So the doctors were mistaken, or something changed. And she stood on sacred ground and invited something different to happen. My friend Sheila McKeithen, she was really sick. She was given 6 days to live. It was particularly dire. And she did the same thing, knowing I am a child of God and therefore I do not inherit sickness. And she'd been part of this teaching for a while and she knew it, but she doubled down and she focused in on what's going on. That diagnosis was 30 years ago. She is now the current president of the Universal Foundation for Better Living, and she is doing just fine. The technique, bringing the sacred to what we're doing, works for our health. It works for our finances. We've got the 90-day tithing challenge, which is starting today. And you can sign up and get into the practice and find out how you can transform your financial affairs using this teaching. I'm a child of God. I am in the flow of that divine goodness. All of the good that I'm seeking is filling me up and flowing forth, and I have more than enough. So we prime the pump by tithing 10% of what's come in so far. And then more comes in and we get to tithe on that. And more comes in, we get to tithe on that. And the process works. It is the same process working in a different way. Works in our relationships. We're having a challenge, a difficulty. There's anger or frustration or loneliness or discord. As Breen was talking about in his prayer work story, getting ready for a fight. We can change our perspective. We can take our stance on sacred ground and say, this is not going to be the problem that I might have been anticipating. This is going to be something different than my worst case scenario, the catastrophe that I'm thinking about, and invite in something new. And that infinite creative power that creates everything gets to create something new as us and for us and through us. And it just works. This is Unity Village, and it's the largest New Thought property in North America. And there are other New Thought properties in North America, and there are other Unity facilities, and there are other branches of the New Thought movement, including New Thought Philadelphia. And we all are based on the same idea that there is one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything. We are created by that same love, power, intelligence, force, and we're using it to create our lives. The technique for prayer that Unity uses describes as the first thing you do is when facing a situation, something that you want to pray about, is you relax. You relax so you can let go of that vice grip attachment that we have to the current circumstance of the situation or the problem that we think that we're facing. So we relax, we let go. We feel our body from head to toe and allow ourselves to come back into that feeling of alignment and harmony. Then we concentrate. We concentrate to recognize the presence of the divine within us. We move all of our attention to that divine presence. I'm a child of God. And know that that divine presence is the totality of what we are. The next part is to meditate, which is to integrate our oneness, our awareness of our oneness with the divine. And we bring that into a meditation. It can be as brief or as lengthy as is comfortable and appropriate at the moment. And then we do our realization. We understand that that good is already unfolding in our lives. We claim it, we accept it, and then move into gratitude. And that's the process. And if you've been through classes with me and you've heard us do prayers, it's the same thing. It's a slightly different way of explaining the same process that we're doing. And sometimes we need one of the steps more than we need the other steps. Sometimes we are feeling off balance. Sometimes we are not thinking that we're on sacred ground. So the first step in our prayer work is to remember that we are perfect, whole, and complete right here and now, and that we are on sacred ground, and that the good that exists in the universe is available to us through us, and invite love to unfold. So we're all standing on sacred ground, you and me and everyone, in our own particular way. And so the question for you is, what are you going to do about it? If in fact you are standing on sacred ground, if instead of just being at home, instead of just sitting in your comfy chair, you're on sacred ground. The infinite has an idea ready to unfold, something brand new, something wonderful, something creative, something uplifting, something prosperous, loving, joyous, delightful, something that you're going to tell great stories about. If you're standing on sacred ground and that good is about to come into being, what are you doing? How are you inviting that along? How are you participating in that? Because there's a technique. And the first step in all of these prayer practices is the pivot. If we are forgetting that we're on sacred ground, if we are not thinking about the good that is available, that could be available, we get to pivot and turn to that good that we're inviting and open it up. Relax, concentrate, meditate, claim your good, and be thankful. And that infinite creative power that creates everything, the one of which we are making that request, is already saying yes. It's already saying yes. And sometimes they're happy little stories about getting a great parking space or some pieces fitting together wonderfully. And sometimes it's a diagnosis of 6 days and out, turning into a 30-year career that's still vibrant and going on. The good that we're seeking is available to us. Remember, please, today and every day, that you are standing upon sacred ground. You are blessed, and I am grateful for this. So it is.
Jeff?
He's in Southern California. Perhaps the sacred ground shook off of the Zoom. There he is.
He's back.
Sorry, got.
You need to turn on original sound.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. There we go. All right.
Thank you, Jeff. That was wonderful. What a great way to ease into our next process, which is meditation. So I've got the privilege and honor of leading us into a bit of a meditation here. And Bill, thank you so much, because you just set this up perfectly, because we're going to relax, we're going to concentrate, then we're going to meditate. So I invite you to just relax, get comfortable where you are. If you can, sit with your back straight, which will help you stay awake and alert, but also allow you to relax into this meditation. I like to have my feet flat on the ground, my hands in my laps, palms up. Chest back, chin up. invite you to close your eyes and allow them to go soft focus. Just feel yourself relax. A nice, deep, cleansing breath, breathing in fully. And exhale. Feel yourself relax even more. Now we're going to take another deep breath in. And this time when you exhale, I invite you to exhale with an audible sigh. Be on mute, no one else is going to hear you. Just let that out audibly. So breathe in. Oh, just feel yourself relax. Feel that vibration. Feel the tension wash away. Let's do one more. Breathe in fully. And exhale. Body, feel that relaxation. Body settling in. Allow your breathing to find a gentle, even pace. Whatever's comfortable for you. You are a child of God. You are on sacred ground. Take that for yourself. I am on sacred ground. Wherever I am is sacred ground. Allow yourself to concentrate on that idea for a moment. I am on sacred ground. The chair you're sitting in, the room that it's in, the house that that room is in, the land that house is on, the neighborhood, and on is sacred ground. Because you are a child of God. You are right there. I am on sacred So, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to allow that sacred ground to empower and inform your path? What is that sacred thing that Spirit is longing to express through you? Only you. There's something bursting at the seams to come into the world, and you are the one who birthed it. You are a unique individual expression of that sacredness. So as you go into the quiet, into the meditation, open yourself to that idea, that vision, that inspiration, that next new thing that Spirit is longing to bring forth through you into your life and the lives of others. Is it better health? Is it creative expression? Is it deeper relationship? Is it new idea, new marketplace? What it is seeking to express through you.
I am immersed, permeated into and filled to overflowing with the divine presence. Wherever I go, God is. Wherever I go, I walk and I stand on sacred ground. I dwell in sacred space. I walk gently and reverently with a sense of awe and wonder upon the manifest body of God as the Divine Mother, Mother Earth, this sacred ground where the human experience unfolds. And I know that whatever may appear to me as lack, as limitation, as disease, darkness, despair, I know that this is my opportunity to allow this presence to reveal to me how awesome, how magnificent, how powerful it is in, as, and through me if I allow it. And I surrender and align with it. The invitation to present myself, my authentic self, to the universe is always open. And I allow that light to shine through me in a way that only I can allow it. And I let this be. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is, I walk on sacred ground. I align with the divine. And whatever I may desire, the Son is more than ready, willing, and able to provide for me. In the deep and loving gratitude, I release these words I speak into that created medium which creates all there is. Knowing that it is now creating these words, I speak these, this good I claim. I go in peace, I let it be. So be it. Blessed be. And so it is. I invite you now to take in a deep breath. And as you release it, return your awareness to our celebration for the music.
On the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there's more to be seen that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done. Some say eat or beaten, some say live or that live, but all are agreed as they join the stampede, you can never give more than you give in the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the band of hope, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, and some of us soar to the stars, and some of us sail through our troubles, and some have to live with the scars. There's far too much to take in here, more to find that can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky, keep great and small on the end.
was beautiful. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Breen and Carolyn. Thank you all for standing here on sacred ground with me. So this is the wisdom share. This is the where the posse is the preacher. Jesus is demonstrating how you raise your hand if you wish to share something, bring voice to something during the wisdom share. Jesus, go ahead.
Yeah, I always like to demonstrate something, just in case y'all don't know how it's done. But thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you, Breen, for the meditation, being the MC, and Carolyn and Jeff and Jan and Sandy, everybody that participate. We always speak about most about the talk. And well, Reverend Bill got a teacher mentality, but today, I guess since he was standing and believing he was in sacred ground, it came forth smooth. That I was thinking of myself like a 7 or 6-year-old, and I could have catch what he was saying. So if you want to say something and a 6-year-old could understand it, you're on the right track. And being on sacred ground all the time and listening to what you were saying, and it brought a lot of joy and flexibility, insight to me in that moment, and I guess in every moment. But then you was saying, with healing and all that, it's like once we got that chord, believing. So in any religion, in any prayer, things could happen, great things and wonderful things to our body, mind, and soul. But then you threw the ball to my court. You say, for heaven's sake, what you gonna do about it? Even though you didn't say heaven or hell, but what I'm gonna do about it? I got a choice. That's what I gotta do about this and that. And it brought an insight that, like I always say, things from without do not disturb the within. I always go with those words. And, because conditions and I guess sickness or situations, it could affect me in some kind of way. But when I keep my eyes on the source, and like you were saying, be in line with that, great things happen in my life. So thank you for that talk, Raph. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Anybody else? Breen.
So, just the last song, the Circle of Life, really got me thinking about, yesterday we were scheduled to go down to Maryland for a baby shower. One of my nephew's wife was expecting a baby in October. It's October, and the baby came 3 weeks early. So a few days ago, the baby was born. My sister's like, I got all the food. We're having the party anyway. So I went down. My daughter was there with her girls, and all of my siblings' grandchildren were there all together. So all those cousins were together, and myself and all my siblings were together. And I was just thinking about that. Like, we used to go on family trips to Indiana to see relatives, and the cousins would just run around and play, and the grown-ups would be sitting around talking. And that was exactly what was happening yesterday, except some of the grown-ups that were sitting around talking were all the little cousins when my children were little. So it gets a little convoluted, but that is the circle of life, and that the little kids that are running around now are the next generation. Because we were the little kids running around at one point, then our kids were the little kids running around, and now their kids are the little kids running around while the grown-ups talk. So it was really cool. And that song just really made me, like, the Circle of Life really made me think about that. So thanks.
Thank you, Breen. Yeah. It also makes me wonder why I go to those parties and sit around talking instead of just running and playing. But yeah, thank you. Jane?
Okay. And I also wanted to just maybe tack on to that, what Breen just said. I always love the Circle of Life song because those are really like the last full sentence my dad said to me before he passed. And he had such a look of joy in his face. He just looked through me to the corner of the room and he said, Jane, it's the Circle of Life and I'm going there today. And, you know, so it's just like, it is the circle of life because somebody passes and then babies are born and everything just keeps circling around. So thank you for that. And now the offering. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there is a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Square, or Zelle. And you can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on the screen, and we'll say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant universe. I am one infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift with gratitude and joy. I know that as I give, I do receive. So it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everyone. Jeff Lesser, one more to take it home.
All right. To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. If you've been lucky, then Monday was no worse than Sunday was. Drink l'chaim, to life, l'chaim, 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 to life. One day it's honey and raisin cakes, next day a stomach ache. Drink l'chaim, to life. Our great men have written words of wisdom to be used when hardship must be faced. Life obliges us with hardship, so the words of wisdom shouldn't go to waste. To us and our good fortune, be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink l'chaim, to life. To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Drinks l'chaim, to life, l'chaim, 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 to life. A gift we seldom are wise enough, ever a prize enough. Drink l'chaim, to life. God would like us to be joyful, even if our hearts lie panting on the floor. How much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for? To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. It gives us something to think about, something to drink about. Drink l'chaim, to life.
Thank you, everybody. And it reminds me that it's Sukkot, so have a happy. Let us end the same way we began, with a joyous cacophony. Go ahead and unmute your microphone and repeat after me. I am the love.
I am the
love.
I am the light.
I
am the light.
I stand on sacred ground.
I stand on sacred ground.
My light shines.
My light shines.
Love flows.
Love flows.
And so it is.
So it is. Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Wonderful.
Now I have to do the sacred paperwork. You see this lovely hotel room that I'm in, with the grateful inspiration over there. But then if I move to the side a little bit, that is the inventory of Anton's sweatshirts that I have to put online to sell.
Wills, I've made you host. I'm gonna take dogs out there. Telling me they have to go out.
Go for it.
Bye, everybody.
My best.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Love.
Bye, thanks.
Have a wonderful week, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes.
Too.
Do the same. Take
Thank you.
care.
If you have any questions about the tithing challenge, we are certainly available to answer those, and no need if you don't want to.
How do you sign up?
You can just tell me that you're signing up, or you can go on to
I'm
the web.
signing up.
Okay. Kathy is in the tithing challenge. All right.
Check.
Taken care of. All right, that was easy.
Okay.
So, Carolyn, if you could go to the Anton website, antn.org, and register for the free sessions,
Okay.
and then I will move the little levers behind the scenes. I mean, I could do that for you, but if you do that, then it's even easier.
ANTN.org.
Yep.
Okay.
And you
And for
register
free
for
session.
free, and basically there's free sessions. You don't pay for anything. It'll link to your contact record, and that'll give you the login and everything.
Okay. Do that.
Good deal.
Yeah, I got Daniel Neymot and Nemo coming in tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Very
I
cool.
saw in that program that Nemo's going to do like he's going to be presenting like about his experience. That
Yeah, he's doing a
looks
workshop
pretty
on
interesting.
Thursday morning.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks really interesting.
Good times.
Whoa, and then Breen's graduating on Thursday.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? Gonna be fun. All right, I'm gonna go.
Yep. All right.
Wonderful day. We ended early. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Maybe I didn't have enough to talk about, or maybe that was just.
All right. Enjoy. See you
Thank
guys.
you. Be well. See you, Kathy.